Uh, yeah. 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 What's going on, Kickers fans? It's been a while. It's been a while. We were supposed to give you an episode at the start of the new year. That didn't happen because I got sick, and as I was getting ready to record, the Kickers were dropping out new news. So today, Kate is here to help me out to give you all the updates that have happened thus far. Because Matt is in Argentina enjoying the sun, that lucky bastard. If he's listening to this, he understands we are visibly upset.
Mm-hmm.
As the city is Kate, how much ice and snow do you have? Like,
oh my, I don't have like snow wise, it's only a couple inches, but that ice is absolutely crazy. This morning I took my trash out and just ice skated across the top of the ice the entire way out to the trash cans.
yeah.
Luckily my maintenance has come through and dug me out a little bit, but I'm not going anywhere.
Me and my wife, we tried to walk like around the cul-de-sac just to see how everything was. And like the snow people, the tire people only came by there like the main road. They didn't even touch the side streets. Like that's how bad the ice is. Like
yeah.
I was like, oh snap, this is bad. So
yeah, it is like life threatening.
No, it is. It is. Look, I think Virginia State Police put out there they have already had 500 accidents in the state
Stop
of Virginia.
Driving, everyone. Stop driving.
That is in the span of 3 days, almost 500 accidents, which is absurd. Like, please stay home. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not. It's not. So we got some news to update you on, Kate. So first of all, shout out to Griffin Garnett, Nick Simmons. They get a call up to the U.S. men's national U20 team. I'm pretty sure that camp has already happened or about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure, but what's your thoughts on that, real quick?
I mean, well deserved. It's good to see them sort of getting in the mix. I know it's like a regional training camp, which a couple of the Ivy players have been called up to over the years. So it's nice to see it happening on the men's side as well. But it's well deserved because ideally that means that folks outside of just the USL sphere are keeping tabs on how their careers are progressing and the potential they're still seeing in them. I know we were a little concerned last season, playing in a team like the Kickers, whether or not that was going to hamper, the scouting potential for those younger players. If playing too much in a bad team might reflect badly on their numbers, but hopefully this is a good sign that, they're being evaluated outside of, the team that they're playing in.
Yeah, and I mean, also huge shout out, to both of them actually. But the Nick Simmons getting drafted in the MLS by FC Dallas, third overall pick, so that's huge. I'm not gonna lie, if I support Charlotte FC, I might have to get an FC Dallas jersey, especially if it's a nice FC Dallas jersey, just for Nick Simmons. My wife is telling me no, but for Nick Simmons, I might have to. And then Griffin Garnett, the news also came out that once he's done with this camp, he'll also be going over to Europe for a trial. We don't know who the team is yet. I have my thoughts about who it might be, but we'll see. But also shout out to Griffin. So if you're looking at the preseason photos and being like, where's Griffin Garnett? It's because he's over in Europe right now, enjoying that. And talking about Richmond Kickers players, Luke Pavone retires.
Yep.
Yeah, he came back on social media. I was like, "Oh, stop! Luke is back." And then he dropped his retirement. Said, he's hanging it up. Believe he's still over in Thailand coaching. I believe.
Yeah, according to his Instagram bio.
Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to Luke, man. Like, he is one of two Kickers players that I have in the back of my jersey. He was the first one I got, and to me, he symbolizes everything of what it means to be a Kickers player. So, Huge shout out to him.
Yeah. And not a tough place to spend your last few years playing pro ball and then transitioning.
Oh no.
Coaching.
No. You know what? I would love to reach out to Luke, and maybe I could do this, but reach out to Luke and just be like, I want to hear your story after what happened. Like, what is this story? How is it like playing in Thailand and things? Because I tried to keep up with him, but that team Instagram account was sketchy.
Yeah, there were a couple different accounts when you were trying to follow like the team, and they were being updated at different times, but some sunny scenes right on the beach. I mean, if you're gonna, based on what we've been seeing out of the bargaining negotiations here in the U.S., I mean, maybe you might as well just swan off to Thailand and take your pay, play your matches, and then hit the beach for a couple cocktails after.
Right. And then the last piece of news that we got is U.S. Open Cup first round has been announced. Along with this, the club is actually doing a very cool thing where if you're a season ticket holder, I believe you get a free ticket along to the game, but it's a rematch of the 2022 game, which we played up in Northern Virginia against Northern Virginia. The name works that way. It was a 1-0 win for the Roos up there. If you remember this game, it was a very feisty affair. I believe there was a fight afterwards. So having them come down here to City Stadium, Kate, we know how the U.S. Open Cup went for us last year. Not great, but how forward are you to seeing this matchup and seeing who it's against?
Well, first of all, if that's what happened in 2022, let's run that back because it worked out well in the league for us, however that So if it takes a fist fight on the field to have a successful league season, I'd take it. I mean, obviously it's nice that they won't have to travel. We heard, we were reminded today from some other folks that we did hear that snow and ice was used as an excuse last season for why this team got off to a slow start. So maybe playing at home in familiar surroundings for half the team will help them shake off some of that rust and move past the trials and tribulations we're all currently experiencing. But I'd say the biggest thing I'd like to see from that match is, if they did get in a fight in 2022, that team did have that dog in it. And that's not something we've seen from the kickers. So maybe we do need a little bit of that edge, a little bit of that grit, a little bit of that willingness to get a little dirty, because a repeat of last year's scenes would not go over well.
No. And also shout out to Alex. He did an amazing article. If you haven't checked it out yet, by the way, I haven't said this. If you haven't already, if you're already almost 10 minutes in the podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share it with a friend. Go to River City 93. Check out Alex's work. He did a great article on getting really the inside of Darren Sawatsky. What is he thinking about this year? He said it himself that he knows the fire is there. Like, the fire is underneath his seat. It is lit. There's no excuses. If he has to repeat it next year, he knows he's out the door. So it's going to be interesting. I have my own thoughts, but we'll save those for the preseason show that we always do. We might try to do it in person this year. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. Also, I don't know if the club is still going to have it or not, but January 29th is a preseason match against Grove United up here at River City Sports Complex. Do you think they're still gonna have it? We're on the 27th right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those temperatures are not going up, so I don't know. I know people have their Subarus. Like, we can get there. We have some cars among us that can make the trek, but
right.
I think that there's a lot of question marks on things we weren't necessarily expecting, but that is still not an excuse to lose in March. So as much as we're complaining now, there is an expiration date to when we're willing to let this storm continue to be an excuse.
No, not at all. Well, we know that things have been different this offseason. More new signings, less re-signings, and that's kind of the things that we said in the last year that we kind of wanted. We wanted to see some depth, some new pieces come in. And Darren, so far, I mean, we already updated you on the new side, but these are the 4 latest ones, the ones we haven't had a chance to talk about. Austin Amir, he's a center mid coming over from Germany. Owen O'Malley coming from Vermont Green. Sean Weinberg, who was a surprise pickup from Portland Horse to Pine, and then Tyler Freeman coming from Loudoun United and MLS Next Pro. 4 new signings there, 2 forwards, a defender, and a center mid. Kate, what are your thoughts not only on these new signings, but all of the signings that we have thus far? What is your thoughts on it?
I think one of the biggest things that's I don't know. We've been told every time we get a big batch of new signings, we get told, you know, there's a mix of experience and raw like inexperience, and these are a hungry, gritty group of guys, and which it'd be nice if maybe they said like this is a really talented and like successful group of players. This is no shade, obviously, to the players that we have signed, but it's from a formula perspective in terms of squad makeup. You know, we've heard, okay, we want players who can slot in after one another without shaking up the team lineup too much. You know, instead of having a bunch of different pieces that we're fitting together each time, let's have a lot of the same pieces so that if somebody gets injured, we're not, you know, rebuilding the team from scratch. So, I mean, I guess that's a new approach, even if recruitment wise, I wouldn't say the caliber of player looks all that different from what we've brought in on the off season in years past. So I guess points for a slight new approach there. I think maybe the issue we've had is that the teams themselves like aren't very good or the way that they're set up isn't very good. So the issue of players swapping in and out, if the setup itself isn't working, that's really not going to help very much, is it? So it appears to seem that maybe he's putting his eggs in a specific style of plays basket based on how he seems to be describing the team recruitment. So I guess we'll have to wait and see whether or not that style of plays works.
Okay. So walk with me, Kate.
Yeah, I'm walking with you.
All right.
I need some optimism. I need an optimistic take.
So the way how it's a mixture of optimism and pessimism. The way how I'm thinking about it like this is right. Like you said, this team needed a full cell refresh, right? Yes. There were some good points. I know a lot of people are upset about the players leaving. We all are. Like seeing Simon leave, going to Spokane, Emmy go to Portland. It sucks, right? Because we've grown attachment to these guys. But also, this is Division III soccer. Very rarely do you have guys stay in a place 4 or 5 years in a row, especially with not great success. It was time. We had to cut down umbilical cord. Now, with saying that, one of my biggest things that I wanted in this sign is I wanted guys that came from winning environments, right? Because and Kate, you play sports. The stench of losing can really, really stink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like no matter how good you are, how great the tactics are, how great the head coach is, you get in a losing streak, it stinks. And this team was on a massive losing streak. And it kind of got to the point where you had to scrub it clean. Like, let's get it out. Tyreek played at Marshall. That team just won a national championship. I think they just had a college run.
O'Malley just came off of Vermont Green winning the USL 2. And
also Sam Layton, I believe. Sean Robert played at Portland. Tyler Freeman just came off a successful Loudoun team. Like, I need guys who this is 3 that I'm looking for. I'm not looking more so for like a type like we have in years past. What I'm looking for is like characteristics. Like I need people who are dogs, people who have leadership abilities, and people who can win fights. Because those are 3 things we haven't seen out of kicker teams in a long time. Like a lot of the games, and look, my fault. I just said my mic. What I would say is this: the kickers haven't been blown out of a lot of games. Now I say that knowing that there was a stretch like in September, early in the year, where that team just gave up mentally. I think that was a mixture of the Henny Darby loss and knowing that team was at the playoffs and just the locker room and the losing was just bad. Outside of that, their team hasn't really got it blown out. The thing was, they just never had anyone who could be like, "Yo, I'm taking over. Like I'm doing this." And that's what I'm hoping this team is because one, this team age profile is younger, so that means they're more athletic, and hopefully Darren is more tactically adept or has people in place who is more tactically adept around him who can identify and recognize when and where to switch out certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, like some of the returning players, like this is a big year for me. I think for Neil Soyford, like Niels has to step up.
Mm-hmm.
He has to contribute more.
Yeah, and we saw flashes at the end of last season. Like 100%. He scored a couple goals. Like,
but I need more of it. Like I need him to be. I want Niels to be the best version of himself, but I need him to be more consistent. When I need him to kind of almost be the water pill guy because, and congrats to Darwin Esmond on getting his new deal, but Darwin's on the other side of 30. I have my mic again. Darwin's on the other side of 30. Dak is on the other side of 30, right? It's up to Niels to be the kind of the guy in that midfield to be like, yo, I'm taking this and I'm driving this team forward. Because if you look at it, like the new midfielders in this team, depending on how Darren wants to line up, but like Tyreek might play in midfield. Sam Layton is a young center defensive mid. Mm-hmm. Austin Amir, young center mid. Like you have Dak, but like Neil is the only kind of guy that's in his prime right now. So it's on him to kind of be the driving force again. And I know I'm talking about him a lot, but like I do like the makeup of how things are flowing, and I'm still being cautiously reserved because of the fact of where we've been for the last 2 years. And I haven't seen this team play it. I don't know who fits best. I don't know who fits where.
Yeah.
Right? But I do like the signings because this shows that, one, he's just not relying on the young kids, an issue that we've had before in the past.
Yeah.
He's also pushing them because I know a lot of people are thinking that James Stenn is automatically going to be the starter. I don't think so. I think Jan Flynn will be the starter March 7th against AV Alta. Like, I think it will be Jan. Like, Griffin Garnett, Beckett Howe, Ethan Coase, and Medjib. I'm probably missing her names every time I heard them say it. Like, there's a chance they start, right?
Yeah.
With these young midfielders in. Is there a chance that Dak goes back to center back? We don't know yet until we see it out there on the field. But if one of my biggest issues was we just didn't have depth across the back line or in the midfield, and now we are starting to see it. So that's my cautious optimism. I'm still like very cautious and reserved. Like, Kate, I'm doing this year, okay? I'm not going to look at the league table to after 10 games.
Okay. I can rock with that. I will be looking at it, but I believe you won't.
Like, I'm gonna because like I don't want to get into this thing of where I'm looking at the league table like, oh, because I don't want to get into this thing where I'm looking at the league table like, oh, we're winning, and then there's a draw, and then we draw points, and then like, oh, we're losing, and then we draw, and then we gain points. Like, I don't want to get into that mindset, so I'm just not looking at the league table for 10 games, and that is going to drive me insane because, like, Kate, you seen this schedule, right?
Which one?
I said, you seen the schedule, this league schedule?
I mean, I've glanced, but I haven't done my in-depth review.
Okay. All right. So, whoever did this obviously does not like the kickers. Like they don't like us. They don't like us. All the way up until April 18th, right? So that's kind of like the break before May 1st.
Yeah.
They play AV Alta on the road, Naples at home, One Knocks on the road, Tormenta at home, Spokane on the road, Union Omaha at home, right? So kind of like an even split. 6
Okay.
games, right?
Yeah.
Out of that 6, Kate, 5 of them were playoff teams. You got Naples, who were in the League One final, One Dogs, who won it, Tormentor, who almost got very close, Spokane, who got very close, and Union Omaha. Like,
you know what they say, you got to test yourself against the best to be the best.
yeah. And I forgot to throw in the AV Alta team who cut you by 1,000 passes and also were very close to being in the playoffs. Like, this is not going to be easy whatsoever. Yeah. Like, and that's why I'm just like, all right, I'm giving myself the first 10 games because what I'm imagining for this Kickers team is like, they're not going to be challenged for the top of the table. I'm imagining a space where they are challenging for a playoff spot, but like 7th or 8th.
Mm.
And like, is that a good season? Is that enough to keep their jump? I don't know. I'm not in the rooms having those discussions. But like, this team is going to be fluxing in between gaining points and dropping points. I'm just hoping they're more so on the side of gaining points and being consistent.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think looking at that, the schedule in general, I mean, it's also becoming increasingly clear. Last season, obviously, it was pretty evident, but you know, even with the blush of optimism coming into a new season, there's a handful of teams that we haven't seen in action yet, obviously, but and sometimes maybe in the past you used to count on expansion teams needing a little time to get their feet wet, to get their feet under them. But it's become increasingly clear that there aren't those points that you can count on anywhere in the league anymore. That
the Kickers went from the team that used to get those points automatically to the team where teams are like, oh, we can pick up 3 points here.
Exactly.
And I need that to put back.
Right. Because even teams like
that feeling.
Right, because even teams like Boise is very clearly putting together a strong squad. Corpus Christi has Eamon Zayed, who, when he was in the league, was far and away in the top 3 coaches in the league. So, you know, these are not, even these newer teams that are coming in are serious. They're serious about the football. And so, yeah, exactly. Like the Kickers are the team in the league that people are looking at and seeing 3 points. So it's not, almost the entire schedule, looking at it, it's, to borrow the name of a popular Oscar-nominated film, one battle after another, the entire league long. So it's on the team to change that perception. But I don't think there's very few teams. There's track records that we have at particular stadiums, which, you know, help, but on the whole, looking at the stadium league in general, there's very few teams you're looking at and thinking, all right, we can bank on points there.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult because of the fact of like, how many upsets can Darren pull off in those first 6 games?
Right.
Like, how many upsets can Darren pull off? And like, also big and on, be like, all right, these teams don't know a lot about us yet. Let's see how many teams we can punch in their mouth. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
like, right now, my fault.
There's always turnover, you know, but all those teams have lost a handful of their top guys, you know, which, you know, is good, is the nature of the league. But, you know, also when you're in a winning program, players don't want to leave. They're not leaving like they are at the Kickers. Those are also well-funded teams for the most part. So their players are happy in terms of their contracts. So, yeah, it will be. Obviously, everyone will be shaking off a little rust, but the teams that finish the season stronger, it's the double-edged sword. They're losing a couple guys, but they're also keeping a pretty solid core of guys who are happy, who've bought into the coach's plan. So,
yeah.
I will
say this though. Like, I am happy. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. The Kickers aren't playing one of the newer teams until May 30th. So you get a good build up on the new data, because normally, like, you know how it is for us. We'll get thrown one of the new teams, and it's like, oh, I've never seen this kid before. He goes out here and scores like bangers.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, they'll all be scouted for us by the time we actually get to play in them, which helps. And who knows? Maybe one of these teams, maybe Boise will be the new Westchester. Sign some big names, but have no clue how to put them together. If we're lucky, that could be true. Maybe Cosmos will be on the same way, a splashy name, but don't have the football to back it up. So, I mean, there's a few. Nothing's ever guaranteed before a ball is actually kicked, but yeah, it's definitely. That's the beauty of USL 1.
Yeah,
money can't buy you success.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not necessarily.
Well, unless you're Spokane, who, my God, man, the money they are spending, like I would love to see that wage bill.
Yeah.
Like I would love, like, yeah. I'm only saying this because Simon Fitch is going there, and we're gonna miss Simon, but they are building Richmond Kickers. Well, really, they're building the 2022 All-Star team all over again. Out there, and it's just like, y'all spending how much? Like, it dawned on me last year that they were spending a bunch of money when Jalen Chrysler. Now, granted, he was hurt for a little bit of a year, but like he was a glorified backup. Like Neil Dillon was a backup, and I'm like, I know y'all signed this man for good money.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
yeah. Must be nice. Must be nice.
No title to show for it. That's crazy. All right. Well, Kate, I came up with a top 5 list because I was bored over Christmas break that I never got to throw out there. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give you my top 5 things the Richmond Kickers need to do to make sure the fan base gets back on track and in love.
Ooh.
All right. So let me know if you give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you agree with this. Okay.
Oh, this all is right. Is it the club or just what's happening on the field?
So I'm trying to look at the list. On the field. There's more so on the field.
Okay.
All right. So at number 5, identify the leaders and the competitors, aka the dogs, early on. So the players who, like I talked about earlier, find the players who can set the standard and allow the team best talent to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 4, a strong, healthy preseason. We heard the excuses last year. Yep. I know we heard the excuses last year about the snow and ice and not be able to train.
No.
God heard that and he kind of laughed.
Yeah, we don't need any broken legs in preseason this go around.
Right. So, like, continue to build the chemistry without the injury setbacks. I think last year we started the year off without a couple of players. So hopefully no injuries. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I want the team to establish a clear, adaptable style of play.
Yeah.
So one that fits the roster and can be adjusted week to week. I think one thing that you really harped on Darren about is that he's sometimes too rigid, like in his system. So it's like for like subs. It is never about like just go for it, just risk it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Darren be more adaptable.
Yeah.
And, it's cool if you want to go 4-3-3, but sometimes, have Darwin tuck into attacking mid space where you allow that other midfielder to kind of drift up behind them and have some rotation.
Right. Or like it sometimes also feels like they play so rigidly because they're being told don't shoot until the ball is in this position, or like, it's like the system is so rigid that the players can't even make choices.
Mm-hmm.
On their own. So like they'll never shoot, like those endless passes around the box that we've suffered through for like 4 straight seasons. Like we had like brief windows
of nothingness.
Yeah. So
of nothingness.
Like allowing also players to not feel so constrained by the system that they're not taking any individual risks or making any individual choices.
Yeah. So number 2, I have Josh Kirkland needs to elevate again, and I have again highlighted and bolded because he stepped up last year, but and this is no discredit to Matt Bentley, who I love, but I want to avoid the Matt Bentley season 2.
Yeah.
I want to see Josh Kirkland build on last season, become a reliable difference maker in the team. And that starts, Darren, I know you're listening. Don't put him on the wing.
Mm.
And even if he struggles up top, keep him up top and have him work through it.
Yeah.
But keep him there. Don't put him out on the wing. That's not his strong suit.
No.
Put him there. Put him in the middle. And honestly, the only instruction would be like, you know what I want? Well, and this is why I believe he'll elevate again. We got Brian Ownby to come back to be an assistant head coach, which I think is a great move, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, what I want is for Josh Kirkland just to go live with Brian Ownby for the whole season and be like, you are his understudy. You learned everything that you can from this man.
Yes. You eat what he eats. You wake up when he wakes up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Like you are his understudy. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do anything else. And honestly, like if that was the contract negotiation, Brian's just sitting there in his office is like, hey, yeah, I'm excited. And Darren is like, well, there's one last thing we didn't tell you about. He's gonna be living with you. It's just Josh Kirkland with like 4 bags, just like, hey, roommate. Like that's what I want. That's what I want, just for him to take the next step.
Yes.
And then my last thing is, number one, the youth players must take the next step. So when I mean like Griffin Garnett, Becca Howe, Landon Johnson, James Stanton, those 4, they need to step up. And what I mean by that is last year was a step too big for them. Like they were impact rotational players at best.
Yeah.
This year, I want them to be impact players, like big time impact players.
Yeah.
Especially for Landon Johnson. You got this new contract. You got to prove it.
Yeah.
James Stanton, you had some stink on you at the start of last year. You got better as the year went on. Same as Griffin Garnett. I need you to show like why you about that life.
Yeah.
Becca Howe. I will defend Becca Howe till the cows come home. He was the best young player we had last year.
Yeah.
He got significantly better, especially at the center back spot. But I want to see him take another step forward. Also, did you see the latest video?
He's looking shaggy.
Like, where did this come from? Because his homeboy started off with a buzz cut.
Yeah. He's broccoli head. He's falling in with the broccoli heads.
Like,
I almost didn't recognize him.
I didn't either. And I was sitting there looking, I'm like, that's not Beckett. At first I thought it was Griffin. And then someone was like, oh, that's Beckett. And I'm like, oh, that is Beckett.
Do they not get to go to what's the barbershop that sponsors the game day fits? They're not allowed.
I don't know, but he don't need to go. Keep it, dude. Keep it. It looks good. It looks good.
I know. As you were talking, I was thinking, has the USL 1 team ever sent a player on loan to a USL 2 team to get minutes over the course of a USL 2 season and then brought them back?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I have pitched that idea about Landon Johnson for like the last couple of years, just because I'm like, he just needs to play.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He needs to play.
Can they send him on loan to Charlottesville or Lionsbridge just for May and June, just so we can get like 12 matches in like a 2-month period?
I don't know. I wish he could.
Have they thought about this? Is this allowed? Is this legal? Can we send a contracted player on loan to USL 2, please?
I don't think so, just because of the money.
Right.
No, like if we had our own USL 2 team, which I have also proposed to the club, it'd be like, hey, have you thought about, just having a USL 2 team, like a glorified reserve team?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, which I get, like the finances of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that would be perfect for Landon. Like that would be perfect for him. Just so he can just go and make mistakes and try.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, sure. Charlottesville. I know Nick Simmons played for Charlottesville last year, and it clearly got off to a great start at UVA and springboarded that into even better. So we can run that back if legally allowed. Maybe we can run that back with Landon, and he can come back to the Kickers rejuvenated with lots more minutes under his belt. We're proposing a radical idea here, but as long as we're we're discussing pro rel. We're envisioning what soccer's going to look like in our country over the next 15 years. Why not between USL 1 and USL 2? Why not?
Yeah, right. And also, like USL Premier, we could have done a better name choice there. But we'll leave those thoughts for another day, Kate. Anything else?
Not special.
Yeah, something, we'll talk about it another day. But Kate, anything else from you, homie, before we wrap up? It's good to be back. It's good to, remember how to do this.
Yeah. I think not much. I know USL 2 divisional alignments dropped today, which gets me excited for hopefully the USLW division alignments dropping in the next couple weeks, because there's new clubs. I know Loudoun has said that they want to create a W team. They created a USL 2 team. So we could see some new faces. So it'll be exciting to see what that looks like. Hopefully that comes soon.
It always feels like the USL 2 team, like how the divisions are, always impact the W League.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's a new team in Lynchburg, Hill City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hill City and whatnot. I think they got a W team. I'm not sure yet. But my goal this year is to go check out more League 2 and W League matches.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to get up to Annapolis, especially.
That would be a banger trip. But Kate, it's good to be back. As the season goes on, folks, make sure you stay here. Make sure you share, subscribe, send to a friend. We're trying to do more vlogs this year, so make sure you go to YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out all our work on rivercity93.com. And I'm going to put this plug out there. If you are interested in writing about the Kickers, match day vlogs, game day experience, your thoughts as a Kicker fan, whatever, hit us up. Hit me up on rivercity93 on Instagram or on Blue Sky. Your thoughts about that. But with all that being said, as always, be safe, be easy, especially in the snow. Stop driving. Stay home. It's not worth it. Your car rates are already high. Don't make them higher. But for Kate, myself, and everyone else, we'll holler at you guys next time. Be easy and be safe.